one that really stays with me to this day, 10.5 years ago, my then 18-year-old neighbor passed away suddenly. There was no EMS available. My son was on, as we spoke about, on Bloomsbury. He heard the call go out. So this was right at Christmas time. We both ran up the street. The local guy ran in, the cop ran in. And I didn't hear anything on the radio. So I went into the house and I called out to him. I said, "Do you need help?" He goes, "Yeah, get up here." Well, between him and me, we did CPR for over 30 minutes. But cut to the chase, obviously he was pronounced that night, about 11:30. My kid was completely lit up.
It was a police vehicle.
Every emergency light was activated, and I had the keys. The car was still locked, and you had to turn on individual switches, which were hidden. Now, cut to 6 months later, I'm talking to the boy's father, and he tells me the night, same time, his brother down in Florida had a visit from the nephew, and said the message was, "Uncle Danny, I bleeped up." But at the same time, same night, I got visited, and his uncle got a visit. And there's another story. I worked in Watchung for 28 years and then with the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office. I got a call one Saturday morning about 5 a.m. for an unresponsive 8-year-old. Turns out there was a divide amongst the father and the mother about medical treatment. The mother had unconventional beliefs, we'll call them, and didn't want to take it to the doctor. Well, this Saturday morning, the father and the grandfather had enough, and they called us. And the kid didn't have a chance because he was neglected. He ended up having a massive intestinal infection and blockage. But anyway, I found out about a year or so later, I was online researching haunted stuff, and up pops this house, and it says it's now being haunted by a little boy and his grandfather. And that haunted me to this day. I can tell you every minute of that experience.
Yeah.
And I told her when I got home, I took the long way back to our headquarters, cried like a baby, because that kid did not need to die.
Yeah.
And I wanted to charge the mother with neglect, but they let it go. That kid did not have to die. And then the following Monday, I had to work the afternoon shift, and they put me in charge of the funeral detail. And I had to be there again. And the poor kids, they invited the family, extended family, invited me inside to see him, pay my respects. And he's laying there in his Little League uniform. And I want to go and just punch the mother in the face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's what I wanted.
Understandable.
I've been in that situation a few
We
times.
didn't need to be there, but that kid is now actively haunting the house with his grandfather, which is, I think good for him.
Payback.
I even remember his name and everything.
Yeah.
I just, that call bothers me to this day.
Yeah. Have you ever gone back there?
Not to the house. I've been retired for almost 20 years now, but she can tell you that I was a wreck for a month after my neighbor passed away. I just couldn't get over it.
Yeah.
And every year I go visit his grave on the anniversary of Christmas time, just so somebody's there with him, because his parents had moved away, they retired.
Well, and he had that connection with you, so that's.
And I used to, he was a guitar player. We used to talk about music. I taught him how to play Smoke on the Water because I couldn't stand listening to it. I had to go up to the house one day and say, "No, this way." So I was very close to it. It bothers me to this day.
Well, I mean, you opened yourself up to make those connections with people, so that's good.
And And the biggest thing that bothers me is I don't want his mother and father to remember me as the guy that had to tell each of them that their son was dead.
Yeah.
Because that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
They were both at work.
Yeah.
The father was down in Burlington County or Gloucester County. He was like 90 miles away.
Yeah.
And he had to drive home knowing what was going on.
Yeah.
I had briefly, when I was a very little girl, I used to play the piano with my great grandfather. He used to sit in a chair behind me in the corner of the room and listen to me play. Fast forward, I'm now like, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, and I'm playing the keyboard in my home, and I'm really lost in the music, and I started thinking about him and how I used to play for him as a little girl. My cat, who was laying there, all of a sudden got up, dug into the carpet, and he started yowling and hissing at the chair behind me in the corner of the room. And I couldn't budge him. He just wouldn't quit making noise. And finally, he just kind of went like this, and I saw him literally track something across the room and like out of the room, and then poof, he was normal again.
Yeah.
You know,
if you ever have doubts, trust your pets, because there's no judgment. They don't question anything. It is what it is. So if your cat or dog is acting bizarre, there's probably a reason for it. Trust that. Go ahead. Okay. Okay.
Your house a farmhouse?
What are they doing?
Yeah.
The other time was my night. I thought he was my husband.
Oh, okay.
Popping out of the kitchen because I was bringing groceries in.
Okay.
And I was mad at him because he wasn't helping. And he comes out and he's telling me what's happening. And all of a sudden my husband. So we've been there 28 years.
Yeah.
I'm just like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
No.
It's his house. It's just like.
I don't want to see that. Addition. Next year, great grandson of the gentleman that built house is built by stone by one guy in his company. And telling us the story of the house that they built one house, that they built the next house. I guess it was his aunt or his cousin. Cousin. No. Found himself in trouble and walked out to the river. And he is so we just let him.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you guys have had positive experiences. We know that there are a lot of negatives out there. Dan is the king of negative energy.
You just stay there.
No, not like that. In the group I do the demonic investigations for the Order of Exorcists. So I am also a ordained minister, so I can do some other things as well. So I have, in fact, I think you were up in the attic with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we had a demon tell me that it was going to kill me because I was reading from the Bible. So
yeah, and I with the demonic entities, you generally get that very disgusting smell, sulfur, rotten egg kind of smell.
like rotting meat.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, I have that at my house.
Never invited in. Never give it any opportunity to hang out with.
Never invite any spirit.
Yeah. Positive or negative, because you don't know. It could be something that's pretending to be.
Exactly. The demon can pretend to be anything. Adult, kid. Well, they show up mostly as kids, but usually when they show up as a human being, there's usually something off. There's one thing that's off, like their eyes might be off, or they might have horns, or something. So that's how you can tell. But yeah, so don't invite anything in tonight. because we don't have. I don't want to exercise anybody. If you are, you're gonna be running around the cemetery. But
Now, any other stories or questions, or go ahead. She's feeling more comfortable. She's feeling more comfortable.
don't be afraid to speak. That makes me feel bad. That would be like a body takeover.
Yeah, little. Mhm. That's awesome.
Well, you can channel. You know, if you have the ability to, and even still, you can still learn.
She's like, I'd rather you not.
Oh, come on! It's always fun to do that. Unless it's a demon, then that's a different story. That's happened to me.
But there's also some interesting, like I know it's one of those things where there was a woman, I won't mention what town, but it is local, and she had bought a farmhouse and a young boy. She kept seeing this young boy. Well, he was always out in the apple tree. Found out that there was a young boy who used to live there who was hit by a car in front of the house. So he was still there, and she just, lived with him, and it was all good. And she would see him and everything. She kept coming in for months, finding her calendar turned to September, and she was talking to someone on a regular basis, saying, "I don't know why my calendar keeps going to September. I don't know why my calendar keeps going to September." She died in 9/11 in the towers. And so it was like, was this some kind of warning? And in that house now, she is there with him. So she's seen with him just because I guess she didn't want to leave him there alone. So, but it is a local house.
Most spirits are just looking for attention if they're human. They just want to know that they still have a presence on Earth. They might not even know they're dead either. Who knows? If you die, if you get shot and killed, or die in a car accident, in a traumatic way, you're not going to know that you're dead. So you're just going to continue about your life, and of course you'll be able to walk through walls, but
It's like a giant energy,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of them. There's some that are there's like surrounding our house. There's like a lot of things. My sister, before I was even thought of, said she heard a baby cry in my room. Her best friend witnessed it as well with her. When she was younger, she was home alone after school. There's the old part of our house, and then a line that stops it in a new part. She swears she heard these heavy boots walking up, stopped immediately where the new part of the house started, and then like almost turned around and walked away. Like it was trying to get past that line but couldn't. There have been times when we were home alone that this dead toy that was hanging on the wall was like a basketball thing. Shoot out basketballs.
That had been dead for like 6 months. The ball had been sitting in there for 6 months. All of a sudden, he's rolling across the floor this way. Our house is not level. It tilts this way. And
most houses in this area aren't.
Okay.
It went that way, and there's a peninsula in the way. Like, I have no idea how that happened. And just before that, a bunch of papers, same area of the house, just a different room, fell for no reason. But again, it was that old section of the house,
Mhm.
that barrier, is the only way I can explain it. Nothing's ever
Yeah.
weird.
My dad has said before that he woke up in the middle of the night, thought he turned the TV on. He walked down the stairs. As soon as he touched the floor, it felt like a flood of cold just washed over him, and nothing was on.
Mm.
There has been stuff at our neighbor's house as well.
Well, there was our neighbor friend's house next to him that he used to live in. People that live there now come over, and I saw this picture on his mantle. His grandfather, and all of a sudden his face just went white, went running out of the house, throwing up all over the driveway.
Mm.
Ghostly white. He asked him what was wrong. He's like, "Who is that? That picture? That guy was in my bedroom just last week, and it was the grandfather that died in the house." But he still swears. He's like, even the neighbor was freaked out about it.
Yeah.
He's like, "I never saw somebody go so white like that in my life."
Is there anyone here who is a skeptic and you're here because you're a skeptic? Which is totally fine. Okay, so everybody here is open to things happening. Okay, you look like you're a skeptic.
It just drove back there.
Oh, he's the chauffeur.
He had the face like, don't.
He's the
He
chauffeur.
was like, nobody point me out. I gotcha.
Gotcha.
So before we like move on, I don't know if you guys wanna, do you know where she's buried? Okay. So like I said, we have a couple places marked on here that Mr. Epstein had marked for us. Nobody has to go to those locations. Those are just places where there could potentially be higher energy because of the tragedy behind those deaths. You're free to go wherever you like here and explore. Again, I would recommend staying on the path for footing purposes, just because once the sun goes down, it might not be very safe, and we don't want to have to carry you out of here.
Does everybody have a
'cause you
flashlight?
Yeah, you guys all have
Like an
flashlights, or your lights are
actual
on.
flashlight? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, your phone will work, but it's recommended for a regular, but an actual, but that's fine. What?
Did you want to do something?
How many of you guys been on investigations, whether Gettysburg or anything like that? Have you been on a paranormal investigation over there? Okay. Okay, that's not.
Yeah, yeah. No.
But not anything.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
There was some like
Is that the one in the Haunted Museum?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once in
In Gettysburg, the Haunted
And
Museum.
it resulted in,
Hmm.
I really looked for
Yeah.
we started together.
well, if you're looking, we got applications.
Yeah.
So if you wanna
So
you wanna join another
we have
group,
applications if people are looking.
we take anybody. You don't have to do the demonic stuff, but
I am not a big. Yeah, you are interested in the demonic.
oh, there you go.
There
Perfect.
you go, partner.
Perfect.
I'm always like,
See me tonight.
my husband's like, do not bring anything bad home with you. I'm like, I don't.
And that's the other thing. If anybody feels like they have an attachment or something, come see me. I can cleanse you and bless you and make it. And well, I can't exercise you, but I can make you run around the circle here. But come see me. But all right. So anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure everybody's watched paranormal shows, right? Okay. So this is K2. All right, it measures EMF. Okay. It apparently there's an EMF around here. So there really shouldn't be any EMF. I mean, I don't see any.
Going off your phone.
It's probably my phone. Probably my phone, but there really shouldn't be any EMF around here. Just, I don't see any power lines, but there might be underground power lines running through here. So I don't
It's your
know.
phone.
Yeah,
It's your phone.
it's my phone. What's that? Electromagnetic fields. Basically, it's the energy that comes off like electronics, like the phone, a plug or something like that. This is also an EMF meter. This will measure the natural EMF, so this may not. Let me tune it. Okay. So this should measure natural EMF. Okay. It shouldn't pick up anything other than with the ambient air. Okay. And so this is called a tri-field meter. I only have one of these, so anybody that wants to use it will have to share. More EMF measuring tools, the Mel meter. Okay, this was designed by Gary Golka. Okay, I know ghost hunters used it in the beginnings. I think they still use it. I don't know. I haven't watched shows in a while, but I know it will measure EMF and the temperature. So being it's 80 degrees right now, if you feel a cold spot, like icy cold, that's probably a spirit. Okay, so we have a set of dowsing rods here. I don't know if anybody's used them or not. Basically, all you do is look for. It's basically EMF as well. If it crosses, that means there's something there.
And you can use those. I mean, you have obviously, if you're winging them around, they're gonna move.
Yeah, you have to keep them still and hold them like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it moves freely.
And but you can use them to ask questions, and you can say cross them if for a yes or a no. They will be more apt to move if you're
Around the
closer
graves.
to the creek because of the water source.
Well,
Actually,
that and the graves too. I've actually located unmarked graves with these from the Revolutionary War in Highbridge at the Solitude House. So this is a mini REM pod. All right, this has its own EM field. Yeah. Shut up. So basically, if something comes near it, breaks.
It'll light up.
Yeah, it should light up. Touch the antenna or whatever, it'll light up. There it goes. Touch the antenna. Easy.
So you can ask it. You can ask if you feel there's something, or you're not sure if there's something. You would say, if there's anybody here with us, touch the and let them make this light up.
Yeah, explain to them what it is.
You have to tell them what to do.
Some of the spirits. I mean, this is an old cemetery, so they probably won't know what any of this stuff is. So you tell them, look, can you turn the light to green or orange or red? And if it goes up, great. If not, try it again. This is the periscope. Same thing. You might not be able to see it too well with the sun still up, but once it goes down, I mean, if this lights up, there's something there, because I've used this 100 times, and personally, I don't like it, but it's very hard to get it to go off. Okay, so I had at the Hinsdale house, this worked out pretty well, but there's everything up there. Here we have the Ovilus 5. I'm sure everybody knows what this is. If you watch Ghost Adventures, they use this thing all the time. Okay, just be careful with it. Don't drop it. My wife dropped it. I smacked her across the head for it. But yeah, it is expensive. So you break it, you bought it, and if you break anything, you buy it. So, and we have a thermal imager. This is fire department grade thermal imager. It's not a cheap one. Okay, so everybody sees. All right, this will take a picture. Okay, just pull the trigger, and it takes a picture, a still picture. So if you see an abnormality or a human-shaped figure, take a picture of it, and we can download it and look at it another day, because I didn't bring the computer with me. So, but basically, it measures the temperature and stuff like that. So if it's reading the ambient air temperature and you get a cold spot, So if I'm pointing it at you and there's something standing there and it says 60 degrees, I'm coming there because that's where it's cold. It's nice and warm, cool. I don't know if anybody's used the Phasma box. I will hang on to this and that. But basically, these two are coincide with each other. This is what told me that it was gonna kill me with. So obviously it hasn't, unless I'm dead and I don't know it. That is a portal, kind of an old school piece of equipment compared to what we have today. But I like old school. I'm an old school person. So, but one of us, I guess we can go off of it. But
Yeah.
you know, I can set this up for you. Or
I've got my my spirit box.
So, and this is a ghost meter. It kind of measures the same EMF. I don't really I've used it once at Penhurst, and it went off right in the middle of walking through the along the pathway there above the tunnels, and we were nowhere near a building or anything like that. So that was the last time it actually worked. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy. I'm just a truck driver. So you come up, take a pick of what you want, what you want to use, and all that.
And like I said, like if you guys want to go off in certain groups, you know, with the people you came with, you want to go with another group, it's completely up to you.
Just be careful, because when it gets dark and if you don't have a flashlight, it's going to be dark.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to see anything. If you get separated or go off on your own, flagpole is why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay. So worst case scenario, I can throw on one of my mini lights if need be. If you can't find your way back. All right. So we have 18 of you. We expect 18 to come back.
And we
The same. Well, the living 18. The living 18. We don't want any friends going home with anybody.
And it should be getting dark soon. We wanted to start before it got dark so we A, had time to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And B, you have time to kind of see the grounds before it gets dark so that, you know, if you had someone here that you were searching for, you would have an opportunity to look for where you'd like to plant yourself.
Yeah, this is our first time here too. So.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done any investigations here. I've talked to a lot of Frenchtonians, and there are a lot of there's a lot of activity in this town. A lot. Many of the businesses in town have spirits in them, and there are a lot of homes in town that are very active. There are a lot of people who have orbs that they've caught on their cameras in the middle of the day. So there
doesn't have to be night. Could be day too.
There are spirits all over this town. You know, we know that, you know, right down the road we have, you know, Washington's Crossing. There's a military has gone through here. We know that the Native Americans were here along the river. And then your everyday ordinary people have passed on here. So there's a lot of people still hanging out. Again, I'm personally going to probably start myself. I'm going to plant myself down by Philip because being a mom and a teacher, I tend to like to go where little kids are. So I'm going to put myself kind of stationed down at the front of the cemetery at the beginning and see what happens. I have some of my own equipment. So, I mean, if you want to take some equipment too, you're welcome to bring it along. But I also have some things that we haven't put up here that I'm not putting out just because you would be very upset if it broke and I said, by the way, here's your $700 bill for that piece of equipment.
This equipment's not cheap, trust me.
So
this is what I've collected over the years, and my wife's just kind of like, yeah, just put it in the attic.
So any questions, thoughts, comments, anything?
Yeah, where the hell did I put the map?
Yeah, well, that's what it's, you know, it's all about, is having a chance to, you know, and I mean, these are great. You can put them down and just ask questions. Are you here? Light it up if you're here, and, you know, yes, no questions are very easy. I like the dowsing rods personally myself too, but
With the millimeters, they
You
also
wanna
have a
try one of
temperature
these?
setting on them, so
wanna
you
try
can
one of
turn that
these?
on, and it'll read the ambient temperature.
Can we do the word thing? The really
Yeah, we're
expensive
good.
thing?
Oh,
I
you
think
want it?
somebody's snacking. Oh, there is.
No.
When you first turn on, it will usually spout out a couple of random
Random
words
stuff.
when you turn it on. So, like, that's not somebody talking. It's just.
If I follow you, I seem to be.
All right, before we go out, we just want to say the St. Michael prayer for everybody.
No, it's.
So whether you believe it or not, it'll help
Solid over
everybody.
there.
So I'll start. St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, and humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of heavenly hosts, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruins of souls. Amen.
And if you have your own, say your own thing. I mean, I am not shy about it. Dan is, ordained minister. I am an atheist. So I
It
have
actually works hand in hand.
Yeah, I have my own thoughts and beliefs and things like that. So I do my own protections and stuff like that. And, you do what works for you. Okay.
If you have a voice recorder too, you can use that. You can even use a recorder on your phone too. So you can get EVPs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I did not bring my computer, so I can't put them on the computer until I get home.
When you
Yeah.
decide
Yeah, you can leave your stuff. You can leave your stuff here.
One of these here?
Yeah. So just push.
Spirit box, but I don't know if it's gonna be
You can use it.
loud enough.
Always? Usually if
Because
it's
we're right
speaker
here
thing,
right now, so why don't we
yeah,
just
I just push the button.
come back down?
Oh, it's probably reading my phone. There it goes.
Let's just go straight.
So we have K2s, we have
Thank you.
other stuff, and
Thank you.
just we're here till 10 o'clock. So just keep that in mind. We'll make an announcement. I do have a big mouth, so I don't know if it'll reach about 14 acres, but we'll try. Yeah, that would work.
We're gonna be down by the front of the cemetery, so something happens close to the road.
You're first to the
Easy to
truck.
get out, right?
So come up, grab a piece of equipment, do what you need to.
I've never.
It does. I don't use it, but you can use it if you don't have a recorder.
This is actually very interesting. I've never,
Yeah.
I've kept an open mind, but no
It's
spirits have ever
basically a
come to
digital
me, so
recorder.
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun.
This is fun. Oh. No, that went off because you touched the antenna.
Yeah.
Oh.
So can I borrow one of those? Really?
But don't drop it, young lady. You're
Yeah, don't drop
I
it.
will not drop it, but could you just tell me again? Okay.
So
alright,
it's gonna make that sound because you're holding it. So that's something you would put down like on the great headstone or something like that.
You put it down on a headstone, and then would you ask a question?
And just ask a
and-
question. Who's here? Can
This
you
is an
touch?
interesting
Can you
concept.
touch it? And
I think we should try.
I think we should try. This is so interesting.
I'm so fascinated because I've never been able to be this close to the equipment or touch it.
And
It's
Al's
so
not
cool.
here, so she's not going to dominate the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Because we've been to like psychics and things like that, and one of our friends just dominated the whole night. Like it was like her love.
yeah, I'm not a fan of many psychics. I do work with some, but I make sure that they're legit before I actually use them.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of fakes out there.
That's okay. There you go. All right. So that's good. So now, if I was interested in checking out the river, could I go over there and just look at it? Is that?
I would say yes, as long as there's enough light. We don't want anybody falling
I'm
in the
looking at
river.
you jumping in the river. I just
Fall
wanna-
in,
Like if you're gonna do it now.
Yeah, we're gonna do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so did someone in the group want to leave earlier? Leave this on the
Just
table.
leave it all on the table.
Because will you be like in a spot somewhere?
I will be around somewhere.
Okay, so if I just leave it on the table, if I don't. Okay. Well, so we put it down somewhere, right? Ask a question and see if she goes to like touch this. Because I'm holding it, but you want to put it down, like, let's sit with them and then like have conversations.
Very good. I guess we'll see what we'll see. You want to use it. You want to use the millimeter too. This will measure the temperature and the EMF too. So if you get,
How do I use it?
just hold it out. Just hold it out. You got to hold it still. So right now it's measuring the temperature change because we moved it.
Yeah.
So ambient temperature is 77.7.
Yeah.
So if it drops like 5 degrees or more, that means there's something here.
Okay. That means we're gonna find him. Shoot, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. We'll go to the older section. All right. So we're gonna go down to the older section and see what we can conjure up, so to speak. Yeah, sorry. Stupid humor, I know. So the cemetery is 14 acres. We got a river over there alongside of it, or creek or whatever you want to call it. We're also down by the Delaware River. So, never before investigated cemetery that I know of. Don't hold me to it because I don't actually know if it's ever investigated. But we might be the first ones to do it. So I am walking to what I think is the older part of the cemetery. So, and here comes the cops. All right. Sorry, folks. Hey, Tiffany, the cops are here. Yeah, I'm walking down there too. Looks like our night might be cut short. How you going, gentlemen? I guess we're not getting tossed. Cool. Is that what that was about? Oh, okay. Ah.
Looking for see if we can find Philip Green
Ah.
somewhere,
Well, let's see if you can lead us to it.
somewhere around this area. We saw some Smiths over here, but we can't find Phillips.
Well, let's see if you can lead us to it. I gotta just find a place to put my phone down.
Put it in your pocket.
Oh, I got the whole.
Oh.
We're actually live right now on every page. Or if I walk across your grave. One thing I don't like about cemeteries, you never know where they're actually buried. They're buried on top of each other.
Wait, Isaac and Margaret.
Good job.
And we found them.
Okay,
Yeah,
one of
bigger-
Isaac and Margaret.
Bigger,
I'll turn this bad boy on. Yes.
and no.
Is that what it says?
Philip is not here? Is someone else here?
Holy.
Yeah.
I can hear it.
I heard, yeah.
Who's the person that's here? Got a 3.
I heard something. I can make it up.
Of course, you put the camera on it and it doesn't do anything.
Can you tell us who's here? We're here to talk to you. We're not here to be disrespectful. We're not standing on your graves to be disrespectful. We're just here to talk.
Did you take a picture with it?
He's getting readings in the 70s where that stone and the name of it back there was up in the 90s ago.
What do you have?
We got the 3 of
Oh, the temperature? Well, the ambient air temperature is about 77 degrees right now.
It's like 80s.
Well, the stones might be cooler just because of what they're made of. I thought I heard no.
I thought I heard that.
Philip, are you speaking through this box here? I know it's sitting on your grave, and I apologize, but there's no other, I can't put it on the grass. Oh, that's why it's not working. That's why it's not working. The other pedal wasn't turned on.
Are you with us? Or Margaret or Isaac?
Any Smith.
Or anything here in this area?
Oh my God, it sounded like a woman. Margaret, was that you?
It said the first thing said cannot holding, and I thought it would be up there. So,
That is true.
according-
Well, try and feed off of that. See what happens.
Is there anyone here who wants to talk to us?
Don't worry, we won't bite. Got to turn my hit my recorder. Frenchtown Cemetery. Frenchtown Cemetery. So, is there anybody in the cemetery that wants to talk, or just kind of wandering around, looking at houses? I guess for you, it'd be people watching.
Is Amos here?
Is that a name that came across?
No, I'm just asking
Yeah.
if he's around. Are you looking for students, or do you see a young student here?
The ghost magnet.
Do you have questions?
Yeah, try it. See what happens.
You can ask a question.
May I please ask you some questions?
What's your first name? Your first name? Yeah. Dave? Amos, if you're here, we have Dave. Dave is an ex-police officer. He is not happy about the fact that you murdered your ex-girlfriend. Would you like to talk to him? Do you have anything to say, to confess, to feel better about what you did?
See, I tried that one time in Gettysburg and ended up with me being possessed. Well, partial possession, I should say. Demon didn't like me. Ask who you're talking to.
I don't know if it would give me.
Well,
Well, try it.
no, we have the equipment that
Yeah, between everything, we should pick something up. What is your name? Hmm. Are you human? Are you the other kind?
We're just here to talk to you, to give you an opportunity to communicate with us. If you've been waiting to make contact with someone, to talk to someone, we have the equipment to allow you to do that. This is your opportunity to be heard.
Who is here with us? Come on, tell us your name. My name is Dan. What are you sleeping? Nap time? I know it's hot, but yeah.
Yeah. First time people have been in here to do this.
Yeah.
Overwhelming. Overwhelming for the living and the dead.
The second time I asked to give us their name, they said, I was thinking it could be two people.
Well, usually if there's too much energy, that means they wanna,
Yeah.
they want to be seen, or especially if they died tragically, They met, yeah, exactly. So they'll take any type of energy they can get, other than the power lines here. Which this place is actually surrounded by the power lines. Interesting.
We're going to move to a different part of the cemetery. You can come and talk to us at any time you'd like while we are here.
Just have to stay here.
Only here. But you can come and talk to us while we are here. But we're gonna go and see if other people may be interested in talking to us tonight. Try somewhere else.
Yeah. Which one's the oldest part of the cemetery? Over here, or is it?
Yeah, I think it's closer.
Yeah.
Those seem like
Yeah, those look like older graves. Ending session. Putting in pocket. Nope, this is my first one in the cemetery. I never really liked doing cemeteries. I always felt like I'm standing on somebody's grave, and I am.
Whenever I'm in, like, one of the ground goes down, my biggest fear for some reason is that I'm just gonna fall through
Yeah.
the earth.
Unsurprisingly, I mean, this guy's been dead for how many years, and it's still soft.
well, yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
You need help?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. As you know, you learn to carry a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't usually use stuff. Well, like the thermometer.
I mean, I use the tri-shield this
I set all the
mostly.
stuff up though.
Yeah,
I helped set all the stuff up and take it down.
yeah. I mean,
Evidence for you and stuff like that.
oh, there we go. Who was that? Hey, Tiff. We were just told to stop. Well, who told us to stop? Sounded like a female. Stop it. Stop what? What do you want us to stop? Who's talking to us right now? Of course, I turned my recorder off. Are you Mary Taylor? Mary Taylor, is that you talking to us? There we go. Mary Taylor, where did you live? Huh? No, that's fine. I got it on. I got the phone going too. So yeah, we're actually live streaming over everything we have. So when you go back and watch it later, you'll see me going like this. Yeah, see? Mary, I'm going to use your grave for a second. Your headstone for a second. So why did you want us to stop? Did you just want to talk? That's possible. Do you not like us in the cemetery? Where's that one quiet? Do you not want us here? You get a picture of it? Actually, if you want to take tripod, that's just starting to slide out of my hand. Oh, okay. So you don't want me holding the tripod meter, huh?
So I don't know how to get back to the photos.
Is it okay? Is it okay again? And then photo.
That wasn't what I took. That's not what I took. Do I keep going up or down?
Either one.
Am I going the right way?
Nope. There's not many on that.
Yeah.
So.
But it was like, it was like a crescent almost, kind of like a big headstone, but it was like from here up and down right here. It was weird.
So it was tall. It was taller than me.
Kind of. It was about the same thing.
So who was that standing next to me or behind me? Speak now or forever hold your peace. What did you say? Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Not yet. Why not? Why don't you want to talk to me? All right, dude, if you're going to talk, you got to talk. Speak clear. I'm half deaf from 20 years of EMS and fire. Who is speaking with me? Tell me your name. Say that again. I used to be able to hear everything clear. Now I can't.
There's Peter though.
That's how that might be. Is that Pete? Is this Peter talking? Yes. Hurry up, Peter. Are you the one that was standing next to me? No. Who was standing next to me? Ed? Is there an Ed over here? Who's Ed? Who's Ed? Who? Man, this thing is heavy after a while. Holy hell. Sorry, folks. Gotta switch arms here. 40?
What's on that?
Did you die in 1840 or 1940? Or was that what year you were born?
1863.
Yeah, are you that old? What?
This is 1827 to 1862, 1826 to 1864.
Peter, were you a soldier and were you killed in the Civil War? Yeah.
I can't read it.
Oh, if he's 1862, I would think Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter, were you a soldier in the Civil War? Were you in the New Jersey, whatever cavalry we had in New Jersey back then? Yeah, regiments. That's what I meant to say.
Did a report on
Sorry.
2 months ago.
I was watching Ghost of Gettysburg, and they were talking about it, the cavalry.
I just did a report on the hauntings of Gettysburg for my class
Oh, there you
a
go.
couple months ago. Because my family does reenactments in Gettysburg.
Oh, cool.
Like you said, the time frame fits for Civil War.
All right, where'd everybody go? Nobody wants to talk anymore? All right, we're going to move on.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to us, bud. Happy Memorial Day. Right?
Yes.
Memorial Day? Yeah, Memorial Day.
Flag.
I wonder if they had Memorial Day back then.
No,
I'm
sure they understand what's the event. They would have no reason to.
Yeah. Well, the Revolutionary War.
I guess.
Yeah, the Revolutionary War.
Start in like the 40s. Or...
What, the Civil War?
No. The
Memorial Day?
holiday.
Something just said something.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. All right, who spoke? Yeah. Looks like it's been fixed a couple times, too.
That's me.
Are you the person with the defaced headstone?
Important or of course? I think important.
I would say, of course, considering how I asked the question.
In context, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're sorry that your grave was desecrated. Unfortunately, we don't have permission to try and fix it. But I'm sure we can try and work it out, and maybe we can talk to somebody in the cemetery and help you out. Are you angry that this happened? Yes, maybe. Just before they were screaming, now they're barely talking.
Hard to find a sweet spot.
Yeah, seriously. You gotta speak.
Just said this stuff doesn't happen, then it happens. This stuff doesn't happen, this stuff doesn't exist, and then happens.
We do have a skeptic.
Nah, she's not skeptic,
No,
she was telling a story.
Oh. So is everybody here a Frenchtonian or New Jerseyan? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the way New Jersey's gone in the past 100 years? Not to get political or anything, but why not?
Different.
Yeah, I didn't mention a certain somebody's, with crooked teeth and anything like that. That's actually one of my rules, and I just broke it. There's no political banter.
It elicits a response without provoking.
Yeah.
Without crossing that line.
Yeah.
I'm interested. You're asking earlier, you're like, is he human or are you one of the others? One of the other kinds, but there's like a lot of different kinds.
Well, one of the other kind I usually refer
to
to like a demonic entity or something.
Yeah.
Because in cemeteries, you never know there are. In fact, spirits actually over time degrade, kind of like humans do.
Mm-hmm.
When that happens, and it happens over a course of a couple hundred years.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're not meant to stay here. Right?
Exactly. So they do degrade, and they do eventually turn negative or demonic, anything like that. So
a lot of them start out as peaceful, and then over time they become more and more violent.
Yep. All right, folks, my phone is dying, so goodbye. I'm getting tired of holding my phone.